All right, guys, we are talking So You Think You Can Dance, Season 14, Episode 1, and we're talking about the good and the good. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
All right, guys, my name's Yvette Sanchez, and I am here today outnumbered with two absolutely beautiful blondes. So introduce yourself.
That was quite the introduction.
Yeah, you're nice.
Thank you. Talk about beauty. Hello, I am Becky Sattero, and you can find me at Becky Sattero on Instagram and Facebook.
And I'm on Instagram and Facebook. I'm Tiege DP on everything. So that's where you can find me.
And don't forget to find me. I'm at Sports and Sass on Twitter with 3 S's and on Instagram with 2 S's.
Love. That was a nice jam session, ladies.
I liked it.
Felt good.
Very, very positive. I like the vibes.
Yeah.
I like the vibes.
We can do it all night.
All night.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk, guys.
We're not. We're just gonna have a jam session.
All right, so let's talk about season 14. Obviously, it's a lot different from last season because there's no more kids. Even though they pulled at the heartstrings, but there was a lot of people that pulled at our heartstrings on the first episode. So why don't we talk about our favorites first? So who was your favorite?
Right out of the gate, I loved Mark. I mean, what an incredible fusion of contemporary and hip hop. I had never seen anything like that. He's extraordinary. And little birdie told me, who's close to that world, that we need to keep our eyes out for him. So eyes out for Mark.
Eyes out, does that mean he's winning? What the heck?
I don't know. We can sleuth a little bit, but I do know that he is extraordinary, so I wouldn't be surprised if he...
Me either. He was great. I loved him. I mean, that was probably my favorite performance, too. It was such a fun vibe, and especially the mix between contemporary and popping and locking. I mean, that's a lot to know together. Yes. So that was awesome. I loved it.
Well, what I really liked is the whole fact that he fused it. I found that really respectable because it wasn't like... you know, he knew what he was doing when he started dancing the contemporary. Because, of course, when you hear hip hop or breaking and contemporary, you're like, okay, one of them is not gonna be up to par. But he was doing some stuff that I was like, okay, I see that extension, I see those toes pointing.
And he was able to make his own signature moves, which Nigel said is something that's extremely important in this competition because they want to be able to be remembered.
Exactly.
And he had tons of signature moves in there.
He did.
He hit it hard.
The only thing I get scared of is, you know, when you see something like so unique that when they start putting them through like the academy, you're just like, are they going to be up to par? Are they going to be able to do it? Is it going to be too difficult? Because, you know, some of them, they like literally, they'll just give up in the middle of it. Like once they get to like Broadway, jazz, even the ballroom, like they're like, no. Like, there's no way.
Right. Hopefully he's able to hold his own because I love him. I think he's got a really great personality. I think he's so bubbly and shines on stage. So I hope he stays around.
I mean, his mom and his aunt were poppers, he said.
Right.
Wasn't his mom hearing impaired too?
Yes.
Oh, good story.
So it's like they just came out.
Cute.
What I liked though is that everyone has a story. No one's just like, everyone just had something. They had some kind of a triumph or, you know, they were literally coming from the bottom.
They started from the bottom, now they're here. But I have to
Exactly.
say what I love about So You Think is that they do highlight their stories, and I feel like as an audience, when you're getting just saturated with so much talent, we need to have someone to be able to connect to and put a story, you know, next to. And they did that with him for sure. They had everybody riveted about his story.
And then it kind of, made light as to why he did the breaking, because obviously he grew up with it. You know, he's. I mean, a lot of people be like, "Oh, whatever. He's a guy. He's gonna be a breaker, typical." But no, I really like that they put the mom, and then the mom's like, "Yeah, dance," and I was like, "Oh my god,
that's so adorable."
I get so emotional.
So good.
Just how I get emotional was with the ballroom dancers. It was Krista and Valise.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
I was just, of course I'm watching it. And when she blindfolded him, it reminded me of one time when my instructor...
I was like, who blindfolded you?
I'm going to grab my drink here.
I wasn't going the 50 Shades of Dance here. But my instructor, he actually blindfolded me. And we danced a Viennese waltz.
Did you fall?
And no. It was the best I had ever danced a Viennese waltz. blindfolded.
No way.
Exactly, because I couldn't see what was coming, and I was notorious for back leaning because I wanted to take charge. So when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, and just the way, like, he was leading her without having to see her.
Well, and I was going to ask you, I mean, with Ballroom, it's so much about your connection and your partnership that I feel like the blindfolding would make you better because you're not overthinking anything. You're literally just flowing fluidly in the
just
moment.
Going off of their push and pull, and like even when I was watching it, when they did those samba rolls, even you hear Nigel
That was
so
incredible.
samba rolls, but
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. I can't believe when Mary Murphy said that that's the first time she ever like cried, and I was like, come on. I was like, there's been some unless I'm just extremely emotional, and maybe it's because I want to be there partially. But when they kissed, I literally was tearing up, and I was like, oh, Yvette, don't do it.
Yeah.
I was like, just don't do it.
Oh, it was a solid routine. I mean,
Yeah,
it was clean, sultry. We had the backstory, the connection. They were married. It just bled through.
They didn't know how long they were married, but details. Who remembers that?
Who cares
After
about
year
the-
one, who cares?
After you're together that long, it doesn't matter. But what? But it was real. It's really nice to watch a couple dance together,
Right.
and you can like see their love. Because I know I'm referencing back, but on World of Dance last week, there was a couple, and they danced together, and I just thought it was the cutest thing that there is. So it's like, oh, I want my significant other to dance with me like that.
Right.
Well, so much emoting happens in dance, obviously. So I
Right.
think that if you have a partner that you are connected with, you're going to draw the audience in. It's going to be more authentic.
Exactly.
And
they
if they
showed
mess
that.
up, they're getting hit when they get home. I'm just
Right?
kidding. No one's getting hit, but you know.
Someone's sleeping on the couch.
forgiveness. There's
You dropped me
forgiveness.
today.
Lots of
You're on the
forgiveness.
couch.
But, you know, they loved doing, like, you could tell that they just enjoyed it. And, of course, Russia just produces
Incredible.
these incredible dancers that
Wow.
it's
Yes,
just,
they do.
it's completely something else.
And we'll talk about the other two later on.
Right?
Gosh, right? No, let's just go into it now.
Can we? Can we just dive in?
Okay. I like
Wow.
it. Take us there.
Wow.
Those twins.
Take us there.
I didn't know what I was watching because there was really no backstory. All we
Right.
know is that they were here from Russia for 2 days. So when they started, I was kind of like trying to figure out like what they were performing. But did anyone see how in sync they were? Like literally when they were putting on the clothes, like it was exactly at the same time.
Were they twins?
Yes.
They were twins. Okay.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
But it was so sick and twisted
Well,
that I loved it.
So sick and twisted.
And I love that like something like this got, because I feel like if you go in with a performance like that, it's a little bit different. You know, it's not traditional and it's not what you see every day. So I was a little bit nervous. I was hoping that the audience would see it for what it was because I mean they're incredible. They're incredible
It
modern
was so
dancers.
compelling. It was
But
so
and the
compelling.
judges saw it, and I mean I really appreciate that they really liked it.
They respected it fully.
Yeah,
I
it was
really
awesome.
think that, you know, I've been watching this since the first season. I've never seen anything like that. I think if I could say that there was like 3 auditions that stood out to me, it was a ballroom salsa one that stood out to me. Janine is who it was, or I think I might have confused her with my favorite one. Then it was Brandon,
Yeah.
his, and then this one. I've just never seen it.
It was so compelling and synchronized. Like no one could take their eyes
Right? I was
off of
like,
them.
so is it like, was she like a split personality, trying to leave the bad personality? Were they trying to leave someone? And I was just like, I feel like if Tim Burton saw this, he'd be like, I love this.
Right.
This is such a Tim Burton dance.
Yeah.
Hashtag Tim Burton dance. I don't know what that would be, but.
On the topic of, like you said, Academy, I think the entire time, besides thinking about Tron, has anybody seen Tron? Because that's where that music came from, by the way. So I was just
Yes.
expecting, you know, that movie was going through my head. Anyway, I wonder how they're going to do in Academy. Again, another duo of, you know, how are they going to do when all these different genres are thrown at them?
The genres, I feel like they have technique. And I actually wanted to see more of it already. I saw some legs, and I just wanted to see more in this performance even. So I think that they're technically trained. I think that they're going to whip out some stuff we haven't seen.
That'd be
So-
amazing.
I definitely
I'm
feel
excited.
they're technically trained, but what I'm worried about is the language gap.
You think?
Because I mean, I couldn't
Right.
even say if they spoke English or not.
Well, and
'cause
they said
spoke
they
so little. They were like 2 days.
2 days, yeah.
That's also, I'm just like,
But they'll have, I mean, they'll have interpreters.
let's hope.
I think
Yeah,
they'll-
and
no,
dance
then
is
they've
one
got the
language,
other.
you know?
It is.
Very true.
Right? You just mime each other.
Mime
Which,
Right.
kind of what they were already doing. So.
Yeah.
So
So,
agree with that.
I mean,
It was good stuff.
No, it was awesome.
so
That
what
was
about
great.
the violin player?
Oh, Robert.
From North Carolina.
I liked him.
Beautiful state, by the way. I
Yeah.
was there last summer.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So pretty.
really? I haven't been there.
I felt like I wanted to be in a Nicholas Sparks book.
I know, very true. But I mean, and maybe he could play the violin in that movie. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know. And
right?
dance, but no, he was incredible. I loved his personality. The musicality
That's what
was
really
next
stood
level.
out the most was his personality to me. I was like, this
Right.
guy's got such personality. Like, and you know what's funny is that I grew up with this girl, and she was a violin player, and she was a really good dancer as well. I mean, she never left one for the other, but it's kind of.
Well, music and dance are so integral to one another.
I
Just-
know.
Yeah.
So it was just like, and I loved his outfit.
Oh my God, I loved it. But how much was he sweating? You guys, that was
Right.
100% plastic.
Brilliant.
That was.
But it's
Well,
brilliant.
see,
Think about the weight.
It's like a sweatsuit.
Maybe we should wear them
like
up
literally.
here.
Yeah,
Let's
like
do
let's
it.
burn calories.
But see,
while
my
we're
thing
sitting
is,
here.
like, he looked good in it. With my luck, you would see like it getting foggy.
Yeah, me too.
So you'd be sitting there and it'd be like, should it be getting foggy there?
yeah,
But
it's like a drip of sweat
yeah,
on
it's
your,
like,
on
and
your
then
foot.
we're like sitting
Yeah.
here. But I think he was really a born entertainer.
Yeah.
Because just the way he sold it, I was like, this is amazing.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see him do Broadway with Tice. That's all I want is that routine. That would be incredible.
I love Broadway. I always wish I could sing so I could have done Broadway, but you know.
You know, details.
You and me both.
Me too. Let's start singing lessons. I don't know.
Well, I have a little musical theater, but I was in the background, you know.
I'll be a really good lip singer. Like,
Okay.
I'll do that.
Okay.
Like, put some voice over me. It's
So
okay.
basically, anyone out there who needs backup dancers, singers,
fake
Broadway,
sing.
you know,
Fake sing.
black box theater.
We're
here.
here. We're here.
We're here.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
I fell in love with Alexis Gilbert, 22-year-old from
Oh,
Riverside.
she's so cute.
Wasn't
In her
she?
hair. Just everything about her was like innocent and precious.
How could
Right?
you not?
She was nervous, but I love that because it means she's not like
But
too
she was
confident.
like, her control was insane.
And her lines. I mean, she was. She's classic. So you think you can dance, right?
Exactly.
I mean, well, we'll talk about Darius as well, but I feel like both of them, you can give them any routine and they are going to soar. And I also feel like I was watching her and I was like, she has got to be Mandy Moore's like dream.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
She's
Right.
like looking at her like, give me her now.
Yes.
She just wants to get a hold of her now.
Yes.
Exactly.
You know what I did want? What I wish I would have seen this episode, because you know they're continuing LA Part 2 is next week, and then they're going to New York. But I wish they would have shown some people going into like, you know, we don't know, you're gonna have to go with Mandy Moore and learn some choreography. I was kind of like,
We didn't have anybody
we didn't have anyone.
that went into the second portion of the auditions, right? Everyone got
No.
either through Academy or the one gentleman who didn't.
who didn't.
Right.
I kind of wish I would have seen
a little bit more because then you can debate in your head. I mean, these were all, of course, they're going to the academy.
Exactly.
But there was nothing to debate. Everybody was really great, or they couldn't make it.
Right.
So
Exactly. And
I would have liked that.
you know what I think about Alexis is, because I've seen it before and I've heard it before, I just feel like they're going to be like, oh, you're too innocent, you're so young. Like her sweet and sassy.
I don't know though. I think they're gonna give her some raunchy, dirty hip hop and
That's
break
what
her
I'm
out of that.
saying.
I hope
like,
so.
But
I mean,
I
that
just can
sounded
see
bad,
them
but-
saying like,
She's too young.
she's too young or she's too innocent. Like,
look
you
at-
can reach
Right.
in.
But look at Amy, who won season 11, I believe. We'll double check that. But Amy was just cute and proper and small, and she just was fierce with every
she
routine.
was. That's that's
So,
very true.
we'll
so
see.
I always just get like, please, just like.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of the competition that we're going to see her. Okay, but I actually, it's interesting. They said that she was jazz, but I felt like she was contemporary. I don't know.
So
I guess
did I.
there was
I
maybe
didn't
a
see
confusion there.
much. I mean, I saw
That was
some
more
jazz, but
contemporary.
You know, when you do compete, you have to choose, you know,
Your style.
A style. Like you can't be. But then again, I was like, well, you know, Mark said he was breaking in contemporary, so
Right. And what was there some who was Thera. That was Mark.
Oh,
The
yes.
Thera.
The therapy dance.
The breathing.
therapy.
And it really was. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, there was so much breath in his movement.
Yeah, it
But-
was great.
So let's go. Obviously, we all know who stole the show, which was Darius.
Oh.
Like, when he walked on, I was like, he's a dancer. Like, there was just no... There was no way that he wasn't a dancer. Just his, like, his posture, the way he walked, his body. Like, I was like, all right. I was like...
Yes.
And then Nigel's like, oh, I'm crossing my fingers. I was like, that's just dramatic.
Yeah.
I was like, that's just dramatic. I was like, he's going to, like, kill it.
Yeah. No.
And
need.
he's the one that had a really...
Tough back.
really
the
tough
mom
Right.
in prison, and then the godmother, right?
The aunt
Saved
just
him.
passed away 3
Right.
years ago. He was beat. She was beat. So it was just like, this kid really, like, he took the whole, like, dance as an outlet to a whole new level.
Whole new level. And I think that, like we've talked about, or I've talked about before in previous shows that I've hosted, dance is such an emotional release, and I feel like he just got so lost in his movement, and you can tell that since he's been dancing, it's a piece of who he is, and that's what he uses to show his grief or just his frustration, and it's what I'm just a little bit of a dancer, but
You are a dancer.
for you guys, too.
You are a dancer.
But my point is that that's what we use for our release, and
Exactly.
everybody wants to be able to have something to connect to, and we
Right.
all connected to that.
Right. And I think that the technique, I just appreciate technique, and the legs and the jumps. I mean, he was, those long legs.
Well, and then
I could
again,
watch him all day.
him, like Alexis, and he just had this control that, like, the way he would snap his body, and, like, when he
Yes.
would land, it was like,
So soft.
you couldn't hear a thing.
And I actually think Nigel said that in the recording.
Yeah, he
He's
was
like, that was so soft.
I'm just like, when I would land things, you're like, boom.
Right. Oh,
It's like
no.
a damn brontosaurus,
Yeah.
like, walking.
Yeah. A Clydesdale.
But, right? Like,
Right?
Yeah.
Like you're sitting there. But I just thought he was great, and I'm saying it now. He's making it into, like,
Top 10? You're calling
For
top 10?
sure.
All
For
right.
sure.
That's Yvette's guess.
I'm calling, because there's always one from the first episode that makes it into the top 10. You don't know which one.
Are
but
we forgetting about Mark? I like Mark.
Marco, that's my top 10 guess. He's absolutely in the top 10.
I do, but the thing is, like, I always feel like every season, like, you see the first breaker and you're like, oh my God. And then, like,
True.
2 episodes
Right.
in, you're like, oh my God.
Well,
But he's so different.
he is different. But
Not
He
just
is
a
very
breaker.
different.
But we
That's very
have to
true.
talk about how different competition makes people react. You know what I'm saying? When we
Exactly.
get into live shows and we get into them having to learn 3 dances for one show,
True.
I just think no matter how composed or how trained you are, the level of competition that these kids
yeah.
are under it changes everything.
Regardless, on
Right.
top of training, now you have a competition. Basically,
Yep.
we all know you train, you perform. That's at least, and then, but when there's a competition involved, it's a whole, you will mess
Right.
up on
Whole
things
nother
you've
level.
never messed up
Whole
on.
nother
in your life.
level.
Yeah.
You'll
Live
do it.
audience, everything. Yep.
I think I said it last season when I did my first ballroom dance. I had that thing packed. I walked off. My mom, stage mom, shout out.
Yes.
She walks,
Momager.
she walks off. She walks off. Exactly. She probably thought she was walking off, but I walked off and she's like, "What was that?" And I was like, "I just did great." She's like, "You took like a triple step," and I was like, "Well, it happens.
It
You're
happens.
competing. There's people watching you. You got to judge like this, staring at your feet."
No
Right.
matter if you're a dancer, actor, anything, I feel like my goodness, nerves get the best of you.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we're gonna be able to see who can keep those nerves under control.
So,
Yeah.
what do we think about the judges this season?
I'm so excited. I love Vanessa Hudgens. I think she's so adorable, and she's just such a Disney kid. I just love watching her.
I know, I'm like High School Musical.
I know, she's so cute.
Right.
And I loved when she went on stage. She's
Oh,
with
that
that
guy, Luke.
contestant. Oh, so funny.
She's gonna be so relatable to all of the contestants. But I love me some Mary Murphy.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
she's something else. Like, she's crazy. I remember she went into our studio one time and I happened not to be there. And they're like, it was so loud.
I bet.
They're like, it was so loud.
Nigel
That's
must
amazing.
wear an earpiece in whatever side he
In the
he's
news,
sitting
there's
on.
an article. He said they've got my earplugs ready. So.
Oh my gosh. But I thought it was funny how that guy Luke was like, oh, she's a good dancer. I mean, she's not great. I wasn't, what did he say? He's like, I wasn't blown away. She's nothing amazing or out of this
Right.
world.
Well, Luke was the one that got
Was the one.
not given
Right.
the ticket.
The one that wasn't given a ticket and, put through. But I just think, but I think a lot of people think that too. I don't think a lot of people give her credit where credit's due because,
Right.
I mean, I had seen her in a bunch of other stuff, and you know, in the High School Musicals, I thought she was great. But I'm telling you that when I started noticing her for like what she was on Grease.
Yeah,
Live.
totally.
She was phenomenal.
When
in Grease
I
Live.
saw that, I was like, out of everyone, I was like, she did the best.
Yeah, and I think that she's
did.
broken away from the High School Musical genre for long enough now where we can
Right.
take her serious. Because at
Right.
first, I have to be honest, I was like, I don't know about Vanessa. You
Right,
know?
I get
don't know.
it. Seems a little random, but I really do. I like her, especially. What did she just host? The Billboard Music Awards? Was that what it was?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was
And
the
she did a
Billboards.
great job. I think she's like really stepping out and changing her brand. She's rebranding, and I like
Yeah.
it. I like
I
it.
think
She's great.
you know, in that industry, especially in dance, you have to venture out every which way possible, and that's how it is. And you know, you'll see. And I think the perfect example of that is J-Lo.
Yeah.
You got to branch out. She started as a dancer, then she was singing, then she was an actress, and this is what she wanted.
Now she's
to
an
do.
executive producer.
Now she's an
Yeah.
executive producer. She's got a clothing line. So it's like you got to go every avenue, wherever you get into, you have to.
She's Jenny from around the block.
Right. From
yeah.
around the block.
But
More dancing.
see, I wish there was more contestants during this episode.
I
was like, an
know.
Right.
hour?
Well,
Right?
we're gonna
That's all I'm
have
watching.
a lot of auditioning because So You Think You Can Dance is waiting for World of Dance to wrap before they really dive into the competition, which is smart. I know it's different networks between NBC and Fox, but
Exactly.
I think that we're giving a little bit of breath. We're letting audiences kind of take in World of Dance, and then we'll be able to jump into the more.
Well, you know what I think?
Performances.
I think it's cool, and I think it's interesting. I think we should actually compare the two. Because
Yeah.
I remember when I watched the premiere of World of Dance, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I know this person. I know
Right.
this person.
Fiction.
I know this person.
Right.
So it's kind of like, you know, I don't think people realize what a big stepping stone So You Think You Can Dance is.
Oh, sure.
Right.
Well, and so many of the contestants go on to Dancing with the Stars, and they're, oh my gosh,
It was Dancing with the Stars.
Melanie is on Broadway now doing
There's
3
a lot
different
of them
shows.
on Broadway.
Gabby is with J-Lo in Vegas. What else? Robert was the principal dancer, the main dancer for Lady Gaga for I don't know.
Right,
how many
right,
years.
So
right.
many
Yeah.
years.
Oh my-
Every time she's on stage, there's Robert.
I
Yeah.
know, he's like right next to her, and I'm
Right.
just like, you know, a lot of people don't understand it, you know, unless and even what's funny is Twitch.
Twitch and Allison, my favorite dance couple ever. Ever.
Ever.
I wonder if, you know, he's gonna be one of the mentors this season.
I know Allison will be.
I know Gabby is.
Yes.
I think Twitch is.
When Asaph gets here in a couple weeks, we'll ask him. We'll have him sleuth for
Excuse
us.
me. Can you find out what's going
me.
on?
In case you all don't know, we're gonna have Asaph from season 12 right here.
Whoop, whoop.
Boom.
There he is.
So, but yeah, other than that, I really want to see if they're going to do anything different or if it's just going to be back to the normal, you know, So You Think You Can Dance.
I miss it
pairings.
though. I'm glad we're back to classic. I love the kids.
Me
The kids were so
too.
cute.
Me
But
too.
I'm
I felt like I
excited
was
for
crying every episode.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
felt like I was just like, you know, because it's so different now.
Right.
It's so different, you know, and you hear these kids, like, they even have, like, I would say horror stories compared to, you know,
Right.
like hearing that. So now they're like a little more uplifting, but
Yeah.
I just relate to the adult competition. I don't know.
Right.
I feel like the level of talent, especially this summer, this season,
Yeah.
is going to be out of this world. I mean, we need to bring a thesaurus with us so that we can pick
we can
adjectives.
Exactly.
Because amazing, extraordinary, all those things.
it's like you can
Yeah.
only say those so many times.
Right.
But even just from this list that we saw on the first day of auditions in LA,
Yeah.
and I mean, New York is going to bring it so
my
hard.
gosh, New York is
Right. I'm excited
so
for
hard.
New York.
I'm excited for New York because I want to see some
too.
ballerinas.
Me too.
That's
Technique,
always my
technique,
favorite.
pointed
Always.
feet.
I love me some tap
what I
too.
want.
Tap is so.
That's what I'm surprised
fun.
that we didn't
Understated.
see in the first episode.
Nothing. No tap.
No tap,
No ballet.
no ballet, because ballet's been getting a lot more popular
Yeah.
as far as like people coming out to compete with ballet,
Right.
or to audition with ballet.
I think we're gonna see. Obviously, we're gonna see a lot of ballet in New York.
Oh yeah.
And I mean,
That's exciting.
These auditions are edited, so we don't know kind of what they may have gotten a lot of ballet in LA, but
Exactly.
see in New York.
But we didn't see any of that. So what do you guys want to see this season different?
You know, I'm just excited to get back to the way it was, kind of. So, and I think the judges will be fun. I think Vanessa Hudgens is a really great ad, and Mary's back, and it just feels right. They've got a good connection. So, I just want to see some talent.
Absolutely. I think it'd be kind of cute to bring some of the contestants from last season back and do a little, like, the kid with the adult.
Ooh,
that
that'd be cute
kind of thing could be fun and unique, you know?
That would be really cute because there
That'd
was
be cute.
there were some kids that could hold their own. I think
Right?
I think it was Jenna's partner, her little boy, the
Yeah.
ballroom couple. They
Incredible.
were so adorable,
Right.
But that
And
could
I'm
be
just
cute,
like,
you know?
Yeah, I
Exactly.
think that would
So,
be cute.
I mean,
And you're mixing audiences too, and especially since we're having, kind of talking about World Dance really quick too. So World of Dance is only, the contestants are only judged by the judges, or they're scored by the judges.
Exactly.
So the audience, you know, the fans have no say on who wins or who, you know, who gets far or whatnot. But I love that So You Think You Can Dance puts it in the lap of the audience. So
Right.
that could just be really fun to kind of get across all age groups by bringing back the kiddos with
Exactly.
the adults. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
like that.
so what do you think that So You Think You Can Dance should change their format to something like World of Dance, or would you say they still need?
I don't know. I'm a huge fan of allowing the audience to choose. I love that, especially when you get down in the top 10. You know, I think that you need to be able to give America a say.
Right.
And I mean, World of Dance, I think it's easy to check out a little bit because you're like, oh, well, I don't have a say, so I'm just going to watch it. But they have a huge YouTube following. A lot of their, you know, authentic dancers, they just watch because they can feast their eyes out on the best. I mean, everybody that's in this competition, World of Dance, is the best in the world.
Right.
So, you know, I think that, but I favor the America choosing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because you
I
know,
like
you're always
that.
like, did you call? And you could totally blame it on other people if they don't
Right.
go through.
Right.
But so, you know, watching So You Think You Can Dance, what to you makes the perfect top 10? Like, is it an equal, you know, 2 from this category, 2 from that category, or is it just what makes your top 10?
I think for me, the perfect top 10 is people that are really invested. You know, people that want to be there, and everybody wants to be there, but people that have a story to tell, something to shed light on. I just like, you know, really connecting with these contestants on a personal level. That's when I really get in.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what style they are. If I can connect with them and feel like I'm a part of their journey, then I'm happy. So
Absolutely. Well, I'm also not a big fan of having to make it like gender equal. You know, the 5 girls, 5 boys. I feel like we're in search of America's best dancer. And if this particular season there are 7 guys and 3 girls, that should be okay. I think that, again, there's just too much of like trying to make it just so equal. And this is about finding the best dancer or the America's favorite dancer. So I would love to see, again, yes, whoever is invested, whoever, you know, someone who not only in front of the camera and on stage is invested, but someone who puts in the time behind the scenes with rehearsals and just a group of people that embody what it means to put in the hard work.
Exactly.
and try different styles. You know, I want somebody who came in maybe, you know, pop, lock, and drop in and doing ballet. I don't know. That'd be cool.
Right,
Exactly.
right.
Somebody who can
Like Fiction. Remember they were saying about Fiction? I mean, he was.
I love him. We're getting him here, by the way.
Oh,
Talk to
yes,
him.
yes,
He's
we
going to be
are.
here. Yay!
He better.
Ooh.
But you know what I like to see is sometimes I really like the underdog.
Don't
you know,
we all? Oh.
I'm a sucker for the underdog.
am
like-
too.
Who doesn't love?
I am too.
But then again, I'm a sucker for the one that just came in out of the
Right.
gates, perfect, can do anything and everything. You guys, I just want to see a ballroom get into the top 3 for
Yeah,
once.
this is the
'cause
season.
That'd be
You
nice.
don't understand just how hard it is for them, and you know, you know, and there's so many other styles, and there's so many other different types of dance that I want to see. I want to see them bring back, like, you know, all these crazy, like the Bollywood, and I know they have Bollywood for
I
a
love
while,
Bollywood.
but I love Bollywood. Every time I see it, I'm like, I'm gonna go find a Bollywood class. Like, where can I find one
Yeah.
to do one?
I
Let's sign up.
love how much variety So You Think has. I mean, they throw everything at these contestants, and I totally agree. It needs to be all about who can take the different genres and just knock it out of the park. Because in the real world, in the real dance world,
That's what happens.
you are
Exactly.
given a dance and you need to perform it perfectly in, you know, a moment's notice.
Well, that's like
Right.
when Allison was on Dancing with the Stars. She was not a ballroom dancer. She was just good at it. And they're like, oh, well, there you go.
Oh my gosh, season 2, her and Ivan's Sexy Love dance is
Yes,
still
one of the faves.
one of my top. But then you got Travis and Heidi's
The bench.
The Bench.
Yes,
The
that's-
I
famous
saw
bench.
that in person.
What?
I did.
How?
Because I went to the taping of the 100th, or was it the 100th episode? It was some type of an anniversary taping.
That's
Yes.
amazing.
I saw that one. I saw the Hummingbird performance.
Are you kidding?
And those in person. I was just like, oh my gosh.
Right.
But,
Insane.
I mean, my favorite, I'm really hoping that there's like that one staple performance like this season that it's like just as one of the, you know, the legacies of So You Think You Can Dance, because
right.
till this day my favorite is Janine and Jonathan when they did Jason Mraz, where she had the blue dress and he had like the chain with the heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
That's a classic. That
That
is a classic.
one.
Do you have a favorite? This is fun.
That might be mine. To
Really?
be honest, yeah, I do love that one.
Oh my gosh, that one is just out of this world. And I know there's like some ballroom ones that have just
Knocked your socks off. I think that Christina's going to go
I'm just
really
like-
far. We'll see.
I don't.
You don't
I
think
think
the hubby?
She will.
You're canceling
Exactly.
hubby?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but
It's always
I
sad
think
when that happens.
You know why though?
I think she just is
Why?
more well-rounded.
And because at the end of the day, no matter how much, it is very hard for the guy to get the attention from the girl when they're performing together.
Right.
It's like regardless, no matter what you do, you gravitate to what she's doing, because you got to think about it. He's the painter. She's the painting. He's
Right.
framing her. He's painting
Do you
her.
feel like with your ballroom background, I feel like just in the past, it's harder for men to break that mold, whereas women just seem a little more cross-trained?
Yeah, because it's almost like, I would say, you know, when I've seen, or at least the ones that I've worked with, I can't say for all of them because there are some who venture out and do others.
Sure.
When it comes to other things, they look almost too stiff in certain things.
right.
And where girls, they kind of like lose it. And, you know, girls, unless I've known girls that have gone from ballroom to hip hop. I know girls that have gone from hip hop to ballroom. I went from ballet, tap, jazz, cheerleading, ballroom. So it's like I kind
All
of
over.
went. So it's like
Yeah.
by the time I got there, you know, there's similarities where if a guy just went straight into ballroom, he might not know, you know, parallel is for contemporary, turned out is for ballet. So it's like,
Right.
not saying that they all don't, but
No,
it's just,
yeah.
it's easier.
Generally speaking.
Generally
Right.
speaking, it's easier for the girls to break out, and it's more,
Yeah.
you know.
And I feel like the guys get used to their role. Like I lift the girl. I carry the girl. I
They're like
am
the
supporting the girl.
support.
Yeah, it's like
Yes.
I think they get used to that, and that's a masculine thing, and I think that
Yes.
they get used to it. But girls kind of branch out. So
Right?
Yeah, and I
right.
feel
easier.
really, usually the only one where you see them dominate is the paso. The paso doble is where
Yes.
they very,
Yeah.
like, it's a very male-dominated
Right.
dance. They are the main one. They are the ones out there, like
They're commanding control through the entire
You're
thing.
watching
Right.
them.
Right.
Like you're watching them. So, but I would love to see a male ballroom dancer get up there, like
Right.
just. It's always. I'm always just sitting there like, please, 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 and
Right.
they don't.
this guy got a call.
I gotta go.
Get your
I
votes
always
in.
call though. I'm always like on my phone like hello, hello, not like hello, but I'm like hello, hello,
Ballroom guy.
Yes.
ballroom guy. So,
So we know who you'll be voting for this year.
Right.
but see,
Ballroom.
I'm never that biased.
Ooh, good,
because
good.
I'll tell you one thing. When Gabby was on there, my little Cuban sister. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I just felt she could do anything. She literally could do anything. And
She started it, she was a
everything.
tapper, right?
She was a tapper.
I mean, to me, that is so incredible because tappers especially when it comes to like hip hop, just really sinking into it and getting. I cannot believe how much she attacked every dance.
Exactly. Yeah. And when I see tap rows now, I'm like, I wish I would have stayed in tap.
Right. I mean, it's getting cool again. It went through this weird phase where tap was like out for a minute.
Yeah.
No one was in the classes and convention. Everyone's like, tap. I'm in my socks on the side of the ballroom floor.
Exactly.
Taking class. But now I think it's kind of having a new wave of being entertaining.
You know, they do, and I think it's also with So You Think You Can Dance and other dance competitions.
Right.
They open up the world to different, you know, it's not just, you know, if you want to go back to it, when you would talk to anyone about someone who's classically trained, they were a ballerina.
Right.
And that's...
But I feel like as the seasons progress, fans are loving more and more seeing somebody in one genre and just killing it and all. Again, let's talk about fiction. I mean, he was a hip hopper, and when that boy did lyrical, you were like, wait, what?
You're like, wait, no, you're not a hip
Or
hopper.
lyrical. I just dated myself. Well, contemporary. You know, it's just he just attacked everything perfectly with so much precision.
Whew. Yeah, and I think now is, you know, these contestants, they know that that's what they have to do. Right. They have to be at that caliber where they're like, okay, I'm going to be a master of this, but I need
a master of all.
I'm going to take this class and that class. Like they start venturing into everything.
Oh, and the expectation for season 14, this is going to be huge.
Oh,
huge.
And especially being in LA too, I feel like these dancers have an advantage. You know, not all of them are from LA, but they can go take, you know, Mandy Moore's class. They can go to these different classes and get trained and get ready for this, because it's definitely tough once you get in.
I hope we see some from Mia. I know Mia's in New York, Mia Michaels, but I love Mia Michaels. Come back to LA.
I need her in my life.
She's kicking Broadway's booty with choreography.
Pretty sure. That's,
She's insane.
But, you know, I think So You Think You Can Dance never lets me down.
Never.
Right.
I'm always there. I'm always watching. I'm always judging.
Sound like a mom.
And it's fun.
I'm always there. I'm always watching.
Well, it's fun to see the contestants come back and choreograph. I mean, again, Travis Wall has won Emmys.
Travis is just...
Like, not human.
Yeah, he's
like,
not.
Really, an alien?
He's not... Well, aliens scare me, so I'm just going to call him like a lizard person.
Oh, a lizard person. Yeah. I like that. He is incredible.
Or
like a genius brain.
Like a dinosaur or something.
Okay. Dino? T-Rex?
So magical.
Yeah. He is great.
You guys are talking about dinosaurs, and I'm like, I'm in heaven seeing him dance on, you know, butterflies and stuff.
Oh my gosh. I just, you know, I don't, like I said, it never lets me down. So I just think the next episode, like just the little tidbits that I saw, there was some ballroom. I was excited. But there was this other guy, he did something really crazy where he like broke his back and he's like looking, and I'm just like, I don't know if I called my prediction too soon, but...
And we'll find out next week.
I have but I will say...
What?
I have a feeling just with that snippet, the winner of So You Think You Can Dance is going to be in episode 2.
You
Ooh.
think? You think they strategically placed it?
I just have a feeling like the way they cut it and like the little tidbits we saw, I'm like,
oh,
that's crazy. Like just
All right.
like some of the stuff, but then again, it might not even be from that episode. Because you know they do that. They'll like,
true.
They'll like cut it
that
into
might
like
be,
separate episodes, and then you're like, wait, I never saw it. And then they're like, next episode, and I'm just like,
catch the maybe winner.
The maybe winner.
Oh my gosh.
But it is going to be just a top 10. Right? Not 10 guys, 10 girls, or is it going to be 5 guys, 5 girls?
I don't know. That's what we're going to find out, if they're going to change it up. I hope they change it up. I really don't like that they make it, in the past they've made it equal boy, equal girl, because to me you're not looking for America's best / favorite dancer then, because you're limiting it to, because think about that, like what if it has to be 5 and 5? What if like there's a 6th guy or 6th girl that's that good, but you know, I don't know.
And they do always end up like, you know, when they bring the 2 in, and they're like, okay, one of you's going through, one of you's not. I'm like, no, you need to take both of them.
Right, and see what they can do.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what their format is this year.
So I really want to see it, because I mean, I want something. To me, there has to be something different. I want something different this season, whether it's odd amount of girls, odd amount of guys, because I know they do it a lot for the pairing, you know, for the pairing part.
I don't know. They've been doing a lot though with pairing guys and guys, girls and girls. I mean, I don't.
True.
sometimes those are some of the strongest performances. Though.
Right.
I feel like
know.
those performances are sometimes the best.
Right.
We are going to be in for a treat and so much storytelling. I feel like even just on day one of auditions, tons of storytelling. So we're going to see a lot of that.
I really feel that like this season is going to be a storytelling season.
Right.
Like that. And I feel, you know, in dance you're always trying to tell a story. But I really, really, really do feel that this season, even just, you know, with how everything is now, everyone, you know, we need the positive stories.
Right.
We need the, you know, the good coming out of the people. The
Right.
people triumph, you know,
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
through the bad. Like we need all that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and we're addicted to I'm addicted to scandal and crazy stuff, and I just want a fluffy dance show again. It's really
Exactly.
exciting. I'm excited.
because I know like
Talented
Not that
but
Scandal's
lighthearted.
bad,
Yes, absolutely.
yes, we want some drama.
I want
Yeah,
lots of
drama's
nappy
good.
taps. Oh,
yeah.
I know.
Nappy taps.
Can we just have a moment? Oh,
They are another couple.
come see us.
Right.
AfterBuzz TV.
you guys need to come see us. We're all such fans. So you
I
know,
love them
hashtag
so much.
bring them to AfterBuzz. I know. So it's
gonna happen.
I don't know if I.
Hashtag bring them.
You guys are in for a treat this season. We are going
I
to
mean, we can
bring
Vogue.
in the gifts and bring in the funk.
Bring in the
Bring
Vogue.
in the funk.
So
Yeah, it's exciting.
Do you guys have any last words? Like, what are your guys' final thoughts about this episode? What we're gonna expect? What do you guys?
That's my last word.
Very excited. I think it'll be a really fun, exciting season. I think everybody's ready to bring it up a notch.
Yes, we are going to be seeing the best of the best. And then next year for World of Dance, we'll see those people on World of Dance more than
How
likely.
cool. I like that. I like the turnover.
And you know what? I'm hoping because we didn't see it in this first episode, but I want to see someone who was told in season 12 to come back for
Yes.
the next audition.
Yes.
So I want to see some of that because usually you see that in the first episode, but I saw none of that.
Right.
So I really, really, really.
I think we
wanna
will.
see
I
that.
think we will.
Yeah.
I feel like that's pretty common that we do see at least one or two that were a no and now a yes.
So
Yeah.
let's hope.
Didn't
Fingers
Twitch
crossed.
audition, by the way, like 3 or 4 times, and then he got on season 4.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Season 4. Woo!
I think he did I think
Yeah.
he was like 1, 2, 3, and then they were like, okay.
Yeah,
final,
and now
and then
look
Ready
at him.
for you.
Woo.
Yeah.
Come on, when
Good
he did
stuff.
the Duffy
Yes.
performance with
yes,
the door.
Yes. Mm-hmm. He's great.
I just, I
Like,
can't.
come
I
on.
can't. He's so
come on.
brilliant.
I know. So
Good stuff. We're in for a treat.
we are.
I know.
So guys, that's all we have for this week. So next week we're going to be on Wednesdays, even though So You Think You Can Dance is on Mondays. So that gives you guys time to tweet us and ask us questions or things you want to talk about. Make sure we hit. So you can find me at Sports and Sass with 3 S's on Twitter and 2 S's on Instagram. And my ladies.
Rockin'. You can find me at Becky Sattero on Instagram and Facebook.
Yay! And I am at Tiege DP. TIEGEDP. It's really confusing.
And that's it. So we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
Bye.
Dance it up this week.
Dance time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.